This is an All Sports Station production.
Tonight, from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
We're in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. This was the scene a few minutes ago, the dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. The Bengals set and ready to go on offense, leading the charge out of LSU. Joe Burrow, the #1 overall pick back in April.
When you read off Joe Burrow's numbers his last year at LSU, they almost don't even seem correct. I mean, 76% of his passes complete. That's the second best all-time at the collegiate level. Ended up throwing 60 touchdown passes, accounted for 65 touchdowns, and only threw 6 interceptions and won a national championship. Joe Burrow is not just a terrific player. He has an it factor as well, and that's what they're counting on in Cincinnati.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Green brings it in. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Jet sweep, Boyd with it. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see him take a shot downfield.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. JoJo Natson back deep. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Oklahoma product, Baker Mayfield, trotting out there now with the rest of this Browns offense.
And I think Baker Mayfield has had a tremendous offseason getting ready for this one, because he put the focus squarely on football and cut out a lot of the peripheral stuff. Just focused in on being the best quarterback and leader for his Cleveland Browns team. And now all he has to do, take care of the turnover issues of last year. 21 interceptions he threw, 2nd most in the NFL.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. First carry for Nick Chubb. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Mayfield off the play fake. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Play fake. Mayfield. That is caught at the 7. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
5 yards from the end zone, 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
On 2nd and goal. Mayfield looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
How about that stand defensively? The sticks were moving against them. First down after first down was being piled up. They had driven all the way down the field, and then they ran into a wall on 3rd and goal. Nice job regrouping. Very impressive.
So on 4th down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Seibert's kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
After the made field goal, Seibert back out there to kick it away. And this will not be fielded. It's a touchback and comes out to the 25. The Bengals making their way out, and we mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. 29 seasons in Cincinnati without a playoff win, the longest current streak in the NFL. Now, it's year 2 of Zach Taylor at the helm, Charles. Year 1, of course, of Joe Burrow. So how close do you think they are to ending that ugly streak?
Not as close as they would like to be, but there's definitely a reason for optimism. You already mentioned it. Joe Burrow, the #1 pick in the draft, a new face of the franchise, and a guy who can create plays when everything breaks down around him. Remember, they were 26 on offense last year, 29th on defense, so they've got a ways to go just to get into contention. I do think, though, if they have a chance to win 6 games this year, I think that would show nice improvement and really set themselves up for the future.
Yeah, that would be a 4-win bump if they could get to just 6 from their 2-14 campaign in 2019. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they go play action now. Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
It's complete. Swings it out to his running back.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. He'll drop to throw. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 21. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Handoff comes to Chubb. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense. Line 56,
Working out of the gun. Mayfield. That's complete right around the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. From the gun, Mayfield. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
57, Mike, 57.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Third and goal, and still a long way from the end zone.
56 to Mike, 56. Check 56. I got it.
Throwing, Mayfield. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first two possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
After the made field goal, Seibert back out there to kick it away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. And here again comes the rookie Joe Burrow and the rest of the Bengals offense. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll look to throw right away. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he's got this down to the 35. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Burrow will throw. And that's complete. It's Green here. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run. Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another 1st down run right there.
Some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
From back at the 8 now after the false start, another try at 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd and goal. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Burrow looking to pass, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals draw even, and of course they can take the lead if they hit the extra point.
Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. He's got it, and they take the lead at 7-6. That time a 6-play drive, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Returning it, here's Natson. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
56. Mike, 56.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Tackle made there by Josh Bynes. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Mayfield. And he completes it to Hunt. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They go play action. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1. Mayfield with it once more. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Rashard Higgins there to make the grab. And once again, the Browns are back in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And he puts this one through as the lead moves to 13-7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. The return man, Wilson. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at about the 32. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Finding Green complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kevin Johnson, former 1st-round pick there defensively.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again, it's Burrow. And he'll go right back to Green, but this time it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. 11 yards there, first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. The Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Underneath, this is Bernard. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So on 4th down, Burrow will give way to Randy Bullock for the Bengals field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. Bullock's kick is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Beckham and the Browns set to take over again, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
56, Mike, 56, right there.
To throw, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Mayfield now. And that is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Alex Erickson deep for Cincinnati. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game. But just let them know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Larry Ogunjobi coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Let's make these babies cry.
A handoff to Mixon. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Here's Kevin Huber now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Shedding the tackle. Powers through again. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm. Throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. A give. This is Chubb. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals 38. The offense on third down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at third and a few inches. Mayfield. And it's complete. Hooper. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Mayfield to his new target, Hooper, for a Cleveland first. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
20. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. 57 on the mark. 57 on the mark.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. DJ Reader there on the tackle. Six yards left on second down.
It's our time. It's our time. 56.
Working out of the gun. Mayfield toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Escaping the pressure right. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that first down. Now, I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And now it's 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Mayfield. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. Seibert's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now it's Wilson. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals.
What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground.
Now this will go for 5 up to the 33.
Nice satisfying run up first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Here's a give to Mixon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Here's Natson. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Being chased out left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Mayfield looks to throw. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
first kick 47. This one looks good as well. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Now Burrow on first down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. Open man is Uzama. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point. And you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. To return it, it's Nansen. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Mayfield to throw it. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Come get some. Come get some. Here,
Now Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Chubb will get the call running left. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Thirty-eight-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Watch your slant. Watch your slant. 57.
Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Good job. That's what I'm frustrated about, man. Guilt trip is here, baby. Guilt trip is here.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. Their defense just came up with a stop right out of the locker room, and now can the offense take advantage?
Yeah, we don't want to turn this into something that it's not. It's only a 1-score game, so it's not exactly a crucial possession. But at the same time, they'd like to get things started and at least come away with 3 points.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And now it's 2nd down.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow on the screen. Bernard. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Now Burrow loses the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Second down and 3. They'll run. Here's Janovich, the fullback. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
They'll try to run with Hunt, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Kareem Hunt taking it in. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Taken about 7 yards deep. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Once again, they run with Mixon, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running left, it's Mixon. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And now they will throw it with Burrow. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. A handoff running left, Mixon, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This defense tough to run against, and those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Two runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, 49 yards. And the Bengals have got it back to a 1-score game. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 24-17. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Returning it, here's Natson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
56. Mike, 56.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
57. 57.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. They run again on first down. Chubb. They find some open field here. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So a big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
Yeah.
backside guys,
Meh.
that's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught by OBJ. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 12 more yards there and another first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield, and he's got the hook up to Landry. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
Let's go, defense.
Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
This is Hunt on the draw play. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Browns add on to their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And the lead is up to 14. So that one a long 11-play drive. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And they'll watch this one fall in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled? So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guys' jersey clean throughout the game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Ross. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Back up, son! Back up!
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Again, it's Burrow. He completes it to Boyd. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
There you go. There you go.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, right at the 40. And Burrow going to throw again. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. They will throw on first down with Burrow. Flushed out right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Mixon with a first down carry. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Second and 6. Now Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And the Bengals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Okay, so thought they might go for it here, down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit. And Bullock will put this one through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes about him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Short yardage. Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
And that pickup of a first down, That's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And again, it's Mayfield. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
His throw incomplete. Rashard Higgins was the one he was looking for. And that'll make it 3rd down. 1st quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he completes it to Hunt. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
57 to Mike. 57.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the 1st battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
2nd down and 8. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. This will be caught just inside the 10. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. His pass caught at the 4. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now Burrow on 1st down. On the slant, complete to Green. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big 1st down to get away from the end zone. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. 1st down. Here's Burrow. Eluding the press, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sheldon Richardson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Second and 12. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position could get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that one that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Baker Mayfield with a touchdown pass to Austin Hooper. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only one play to score it. following the touchdown. Here's Seibert now to kick it off. The return man, Wilson. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Good shot, good shot.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And he'll drop here to throw. Open man is Ross, complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
On 3rd down, Bernard. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And, yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They run for it with Mixon. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Denied on 4th down is Joe Mixon. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
One of the best around, Big Geno Atkins there on the stop, an 8-time Pro Bowler, including each of the last 6 seasons.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the 1st down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
After the made field goal, Seibert back out there to kick it away. Now it's Wilson. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He's got Green. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Burrow will throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Burrow looking to pass. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Green once again the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. And Burrow going to throw again. He completes it to Boyd. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. A final shot now for Burrow. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.